What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Born Offside. We've got, the couch, it's gotten a bit longer today. We've got OLANTEKKERS. We've got Kat Haddad. Not kicking off with Kat.
Yeah.
She's rebranded herself.
We'll speak about that.
Fishing for that blue tick. She's trying everything.
You know, I got so many messages like, are you doing this for the blue tick?
Yeah, well, that's what, look. We
Hold on, actually, 3 of us.
Yeah, you're the only person.
Imagine not having one.
Yeah,
Blue tick.
Imagine not having one. That's why we put you on the end today, Kat.
It's humbling.
We've shuffled you down the couch because we've brought in Lavender Baj.
That's it.
For all those people out there that are calling it a Lavender Baj, you
wrong.
need to brush up on your linguistics, right? Because it's Baj. You want to explain why it's Baj?
Because it's Croatian.
It's Croatian. B-A-J, and the J is yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Lavender Baj. If you haven't seen her, you probably don't use Twitter because quite vocal on Twitter, an awesome football creator and quite controversial as well. So we just thought you'd fit in very well here.
Offside.
Because you do play most of your life off the last line of the defence, which is fine. That's where we live. That's where we do our best work. We're going to start with some Aussie football chat. Mm-hmm. The A-League was lit on the weekend.
It's pretty lit.
Big time.
Plenty of goals.
Men and women. Women, there's some teams that are absolutely tearing that thing up. You guys both work together on Dub Zone.
We do.
We
Do you want to give us a bit of a women's rap? Like, what should we be watching at the moment? Western United? That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah. I mean, Western United have
Western
just turned
Sydney
their
Wanderers.
season around completely. I was telling Olan before about Serena Bolden, who I'm a huge fan of. She is a Philippine international.
Right.
She's only been with Western for, I think, 3 game weeks, like
Right.
not for that long.
Right.
Immediately made an impact with that squad.
Okay.
And she scored the winner that got the Philippines into their first ever Women's World Cup.
Wow.
She's also
Massive.
just a really cool person.
So you've got to look out for her in the World Cup as well.
Look out for her in the Women's World
Sick.
Cup. And the Philippines are also coached by Alan Stachich,
Yeah.
former Matilda's coach. So there's a nice little Aussie connection there.
There is.
But Western Sydney are killing it. Love watching them. I think the Knicks too had an amazing game last week against Canberra and then were able to at least draw with Brisbane this week. So it's a nice turnaround for them.
Brilliant.
But in general, I think it's just been a very interesting season. What do you reckon, Bash?
Yeah.
Or bye?
You've just made the mistake. I told everyone.
Bye.
Let's make sure. Let's
Bye.
clip that.
That was
Let's clip that.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Well, I publicly declared that Western were going to win the season completely undefeated in their debut. And then a week later, like literally their next game, they lost to the Wanderers.
Curse. The
But-
curse.
Up the Wanderers. Amy Harrison, shout out.
Yeah,
For the
shout out to
record,
Amy.
don't get confused between Western Sydney Wanderers and Western United.
Yes.
Because
Right.
Western United are top of the table.
Right.
But
Western
Western Sydney
Sydney.
are the ones making a bit of a comeback.
Geelong United.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I call them anyway.
Because is
Anyway.
that the area they're in?
They're around there.
they're in that
Around
Geelong
there. This is
area.
Geelong. That's where they play.
Geelong,
Yeah?
yeah?
No, they play in like,
Shouldn't they play in
I
Geelong?
knew they were Melbourne, but like...
it's
Anyway,
everything
it's-
west of the centre of Melbourne or
Anyway,
something.
Geelong. I call them Geelong.
But yeah, I think Western are
Go with
gonna.
Geelong.
I think Western will win the season easy. But I think the big thing for me at the moment is Chloe Lagazzo.
Right.
And the fact that she's yet to play, like she's just not getting minutes. She wasn't even named in the squad this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was having brunch with Franny Iomano, who is a Western United. She also plays on the squad. They didn't even go to Canberra for the game.
I love her and I really want her to be in the Matildas squad. But I think with every passing week, it becomes less and less likely because it's so competitive. Like there are 20 names that could make that squad in her position. And I think with every passing week, I think if she's not playing full games or at least close to full games by next week, the week after, she's just going to miss the World Cup.
I feel like there's a little bit of strategy behind the lack of minutes as well because the reality with Matildas, it's not the same landscape as the Socceroos. Right up until the World Cup, those guys didn't quite know whether or not they were in the squad or not.
Yeah.
And that's what Graham Arnold did really well. Whereas I think Gustavsson has kind of sat on quite a set...
Well, they've got these
list of
contracts as
Matildas,
well, right? So
and
Chloe
Lagazzo's
Lagazzo's
kinda
probably on a
on
Matilda's
there
contract.
regardless.
She'd be on a
Exactly.
Matilda's contract,
Yeah.
wouldn't she?
Well,
Which is quite
And they
ridiculous.
tend to take the spot over someone who isn't already contracted.
Well, that's just
Yeah.
unfair.
Which I think, like, everything that I've read, like Mark Tocasso, Chloe, and like, there seems to be lots of conversation about how it's all strategic, and Tocasso seems to think she's going to play. She really wants to play. I like wrote up an interview for the Matildas the other day that she had done where she was talking about how she wanted to play. But it really...
Well, if you're not playing week in, week out, you can't play.
Every
You can't play
passing
national
week,
team.
like the fact that... I think it'd be different if she was being named on the team and not maybe only playing for 10 minutes, but she's not even being named on the team.
Yeah.
Which makes me think that she's maybe not fit to play.
Fit or there's beef.
Yeah, because
One or
she's...
the other.
I don't imagine there'd be beef, but
There
it's
might be
like...
beef. There might be beef.
Well,
Like,
we
you've been in
were,
that
we were
situation.
at the launch of the Women's World Cup.
Yeah, we were.
Remember?
We were.
The
The
ball.
ball.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, it was fantastic. A cat nowhere to be seen, by the way.
Yeah, Cat, what happened there?
I'm sorry, I was busy with
She was
Nike
in
that
the...
day.
Oh! Sorry.
I would have loved to be
She had
there.
that Nike.
Jokes
She had that
aside.
Nike deal. We're Adidas, so she had that
Yeah,
Nike deal.
yeah, exactly right. He says that while he's wearing a
I
Nike
was
jersey.
invited for the record.
We're just not signed.
She was
anyway.
just too cool for her.
Yeah, you were down in Melbourne. Yeah, you flew down.
I was. Well, I actually met Tony Gustafsson for the first time as
Did
well
ya?
and had a proper chat with him.
Right? Did you tell him wake up?
I tried. No. He talked up Dub Zone a lot, which is good. He's obviously happy to see what we're doing in the women's football space, and
Right.
we've actually
Sick.
spoken to him on the show before.
All right. Yeah.
We're supposed to have him on next week too when they launch the team or announce the team for the Cup of Nations as well.
Okay.
But anyway, it was good to chat with him because usually he's not a media guy, right? He's kind of hard to get.
Yeah,
get
he
a
seems like a chill
conversation
guy.
with.
He's just he's having a bit of a holiday here, which is good. Mate. Look, I wish him all the best. I wish him all the best with that squad. I'll the new balls here on set. Are you a fan of it?
Oh yeah, no,
It's a
I
bit
like the new
smaller
ball.
than the one you saw.
Yeah, no, you know
Yeah.
what? I like the colours and the designs. When they explained the designs to me, it was good.
You're a fan of it?
Do you know what was funny when me and Nick Stav was sitting in the section before they went on stage, and I remember there was two people behind us, and they had the ball, and Stav was like to them, "Oh yeah, what do you reckon about the ball? The ball's all right." And they were telling us all this stuff about the ball, and I was like, Stav, I reckon them people are like important. Next, they walk on stage. It's like the vice president of Adidas and the one of New Zealand too. And Stav's just
the
talking
guy
to them
that-
like, "Nah, I don't really like this ball.
He was smashing
I think I like the other one better." I'm like, Stav.
Oh,
There goes his
Stav.
sponsorship deal. Eh? Just
I love
shout
Stav.
on it.
I feel like it's giving. I don't know if I'm the only person that sees this, but it's giving Tumblr galaxy print leggings with the like black with the sparkles. It's as soon as I saw it, I was like,
No,
it's just
I
giving,
see that.
This is going to be the return of galaxy print fabric.
I'm seeing the galaxy there, definitely. in
True, I see that too now.
Speed shell design.
You're all over it, huh? You're all over it. Well, hopefully we score some goals with that one. I wanted to mention Newcastle Jets ladies have conceded more goals than anyone else, so
Yeah,
they're a
it's
bit
a bit
rubbish. You could probably
shocking.
get your boots on there, Lavender, and make that team at the moment. Let's talk about the men's. We had 3 2-2 draws in one day. Then we had a 3-3 draw. We had also a drubbing there. Your Jets seem to be back in fine form in the men's. And Sydney FC winning the Big Blue, which is probably the shittest Big Blue ever because both teams are quite tipped this
Yeah,
season.
on the record, the Big Blue is more so in the women's right now. They're
Oh, the big blue for the women's was a cracker game.
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
happened there? Didn't they absolutely maul them?
I mean, it was
Sydney
a lot
FC?
of goals
It
scored.
was a lot of goals, yeah.
It was a lot of goals.
It's just- where's the back line?
pretty
I'm a
full on.
defender at
Yeah.
heart. I don't like too many goals.
Yeah, fair enough.
2-1 is my favourite scoreline.
speaking
Anything
of-
more than that,
But
it's
the
no
Big
good.
Blue's
Speaking of
not
Wanderers-
so big
No,
these days
it's
in
the
the
small
men's.
blue.
Big
Yeah.
signing.
The Wanderers?
Yeah.
Morgan Schneiderlin.
Yeah.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Marquis haven't done that well recently.
Yeah. Marquis haven't done that well. He wasn't really on a super low point in his career. So
No,
like,
he's
you know,
playing in Liga. He's
yeah,
playing
he's
at a high level.
playing at high level, you know. So I think, yeah, why not?
Right. We saw a terrible tackle as well to Juan de, the Adelaide United
I don't think I
player
saw
as
that.
well. Leg breaker.
Did you not see it?
Terrible. You don't want to see it. To be honest,
Shit,
it's
I
one
don't
of those
think I
ones
saw it.
It's one of those ones you
Sounds
don't
it?
want to see. Lav, I know
Was
you're
it
big in the
bad?
Twitter scene. It was really bad. It was disgusting. It's one of those things you don't wish on anyone, and everyone's wishing him all the best to get back. Lav, I know you're quite vocal in the Twitter scene. Everyone making a lot of noise about the fact that apparently you don't need to have ambulance at the games now. It took 13 minutes to get an ambulance to him. What's the go there? Why
So
does this
I
happen?
saw it's a very like nuanced discussion because the fact of the matter is according to I think Anna Harrington or I
Right.
saw it through Joey Lynch.
Right.
Good
But
old Joey.
These are all
It's-
journalists, for those of you who don't know. Anyway,
Joey
carry
Lynch
on.
is just about as active on Twitter as Lavender.
Right. Carry on.
So it very much when it first came out, people thought it was a cost-cutting measure from the APL. But the reality of the situation is, according to what I've read, is because of the ambulance crisis in Victoria, Ambulance Victoria, Victorian Health has said no, you can't have one.
Right.
So it's
wow.
not a matter of them going, we're
APL.
choosing not to.
Okay.
It's them saying no. But my question is, there would have been one at
At the AO.
the AO,
Which is across the road.
and everyone was like, oh, but they couldn't possibly leave there because that's where they were stationed. But you would think of an injury of that size, they would bring that one across
And bring
then,
another ambo there.
yeah. So there's only
Yeah.
maybe 5-10 minutes that there's not one at the AO.
Well, no one's breaking their leg playing tennis. Come
Yeah.
on, let's be real.
But I
They're
just
just breaking rackets.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I saw some conversation on whether or not the game should have been called off after that happened. They stopped for 25 minutes and then the players were all very visibly distressed.
Right.
I want to know everyone's thoughts on whether the game should have been called off because I think once you call it off, it's a very intense injury.
Yeah.
But once you call off a game, you set a precedent that then where do you draw the line?
I wouldn't call it off.
I don't
yeah.
think call it off.
wouldn't
I
call
just
it
I
feel
think
like,
cardiac arrest.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Call it
yeah,
off.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's where I sort of draw the line.
Of course. No, I wouldn't call the game off.
yeah,
I
but
wouldn't call the
do
game off.
you obviously us as players and Kat as well? Do you feel some type of way when you've just seen a big injury and then playing after that.
It rattles you.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
feel
it
like
rattles you. But I
you
think
remember you
it's-
can actually get hurt playing this game.
Yeah, it does.
Because
rattle
football,
you
it
a
feels
little
like you can't really get hurt until you're like, oh shit, someone just broke their leg.
bit. Yeah, it's pretty intense. But look, as Lav said, the moment you start doing that, it's like, where do you draw the line?
Yeah,
Every
and
major injury.
at the end of the day, everyone witnessed it, so everyone's kind of on the same page.
Yeah, even the crowd, right?
Yeah.
Crowd don't walk out. But look, it was terrible. We wish him all the best in his recovery. A couple quick fire questions for you. Sydney FC did beat Melbourne. Must be happy, Cat. I was tell you what, a good friend of ours, Joe Lolly, some ball as well for that goal. Great
We
through
spoke
ball
to him on the weekend.
We spoke
to him Monday. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right. It's good to see him back in the side. Does that save Steve Corica, or is the time still for him to move on?
No, I think Corica will get through this season
Yeah.
just fine with Sydney FC. It's very rare for an A-League coach to be sacked halfway through a season.
Because there's not that many floating around to
It's
pick up.
never happened in the women's, and I don't think it will happen to someone like Corica, who's so connected to the club.
Right.
And we threw around Dwight York's name as well last
Yeah.
week,
Right,
but that wasn't the
we
case.
saw where he's
And
gone.
Where's he gone?
Did no one seen it?
Where's he gone?
Not seen it.
Where's he gone?
Gone Wollongong Wolves.
No, he has not.
I swear.
You know
No,
who's-
he has not.
You know who's happy? Frenchie.
Well, Dwight York's gone to Wollongong Wolves.
I'm pretty
Are you
sure.
sure?
No
I saw
way.
something on Facebook today.
Have
Has
they
he
got David
actually
Carney coaching them?
I saw
Producer
something.
Shabs
I
is
saw something
Googling
on
this right
Facebook
now.
today. The clean sheet guy.
Yeah.
He posted it.
That Dwight York's gone to. Well, I heard more
think
about
so.
the Dwight York saga. Did you hear about the ripping he gave to the players in the change room?
Yeah.
Did you hear what? Like,
I
apparently
heard
he
more about
fucking
it.
ripped these players a new one in the change room.
What?
And
But,
took
wait, after he got fired? Or
No, before. This is why he
was
got
that
fired.
chat.
Oh, but I thought that the reason he got fired was
Said
because
something
he
about
was
the club.
saying the club was
Yeah.
nothing to do with the players.
But apparently, more
shit.
info's come out, right? And he's gone in and he's ripped players a new one. He's called them all cunts. And I'm sorry for swearing, but that's what he said. I have to. Hey, the facts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is the
Not
facts.
fired.
I'm just
It's a
relaying the
quote.
facts.
It's a quote.
I'm just relaying the facts. He's called them all things you shouldn't be calling them. Going off at them, and he's particularly pointed out a few young players.
Azani?
And well, I don't know. Maybe.
I bet you Azani was in that
Maybe.
boat.
Honestly,
He's
it wouldn't
ripped
be
them.
the first time Azani's heard
Well,
something.
exactly.
Do you know? I'm actually friends with like two of those players, so I can actually.
Ask him, bro.
ask?
Get
Yeah,
the inside
me and
scoop.
Lockie Rose message all the time.
Apparently, some of these players were on the phone with the PFA until 2 a.m. to try and get some sort of compensation and get
Shit.
stuff done because it was that bad. It was like personal.
Oh,
Yes.
That's full on.
Yeah.
You know
And the
what?
president stepped in and stopped him and kicked him out
That's
in that
bad.
moment.
But
That's how bad it was.
wow.
I wonder. It would just be fascinating to have actually like observed that whole thing happen.
Would love to be
because
fly on the wall
They
there,
would
yeah.
not want to be getting rid of Dwight York, but
No.
like it obviously just got to
It
the
must
point
have
where
been
they
bad.
He
couldn't
must
do
have had a
it.
bad day. Maybe.
Or maybe he just wanted to get out and he's just
Yeah.
thought, I'm just going to just
Maybe.
see how far I can push this.
I'm going to
until
get
the-
out, but I'm going to go out.
It's like when
with
you're
a
trying to break up with someone. You're like, I'd rather they break up with me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the Ronaldo thing of like, if I'm going to leave, I'm going to just burn everything in my
Yeah,
car.
you
I'm
guys
gonna
will
say
know about it.
everything that I've wanted to say this
Yeah,
whole
I'm
time.
gonna drag everyone down with
Yeah.
me, and then I'm gonna go get the $300 million a year contract.
Absolutely.
I have to
ridiculous.
share though.
Go on.
Do you know who I did see this week?
You've seen everyone.
Oh,
It was wild.
Who'd you see?
I was in
Oh,
Melbourne.
yeah.
I was in Melbourne at, like I said, with that Nike event, and I pull up to my hotel, and there were these two guys out the front who knew Born Offside. They recognized me, which was really cool.
Hey, we're out there.
Yeah.
And they said, "Are you here to see Thomas Tuchel?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm just
You
staying
should have
here.
said yes.
What is he doing here?" And they're like, "We don't know why he's here, but we're waiting to get a photo with him." And I was like, "No way." I go inside. I'm just sitting in the lobby waiting for my taxi to take me to the airport. Tuchel walks out. He's got his little entourage.
How many people did he have
So
with him?
tall.
Yeah.
But these guys got the photo with him. Turns out he was here for the tennis. He
Yeah.
was down in Melbourne just attending it.
What a guy.
Oh, he's just coming to watch
Just
his
in
tennis.
general,
tennis,
yeah.
Ah, what a guy.
Yeah.
It was,
He's going through a divorce, isn't he?
Is he?
I mean,
I'm pretty sure Tommy
I don't
Tuchel's going through a
know.
divorce.
Well, he
Like-
wasn't. There were no females inside.
Well, because he went through the divorce and then he got sacked by Chelsea. It all happened real quick. And everyone
Wow.
was like
That's a
saying-
bad
Yeah.
Yeah,
week.
tough run. So he's just gone fuck
Tough
up going
run
to
for
Australia.
him. Yeah.
Fuck, go straight up. What's the tennis?
So funny though, because I tried to find anything to be like, why is he in
Yeah, why
Melbourne?
is he
Obviously, the
here?
Australian Open made sense,
Yeah.
but people were throwing around maybe he's coming for Arnie's job. Arnie just re-signed with Socceroos.
Yeah,
so there's
well,
no issue
we are
there.
going to touch
Could
on that.
you
Before I
imagine?
get to that, we had a question in here, Lav. Coxie's big break said, Popper getting the sack. Yes or no? Melbourne
Yeah.
victory, sit bottom. He'll get sacked? Or is he too big? Is he like, you know what I mean? Is it, they're going to let it go until maybe he gets another gig? There's talk about him getting a gig overseas, but he's rock bottom of the A-League.
Yeah.
Would you sack him?
I don't know if it's
Who
their
do you
biggest
bring
problem
in?
at the moment.
Okay.
Like, I think the club's in absolute shambles.
Yeah. Sad to say.
If I were running the club, I would sort of go, we've had an awful season. It's
Right.
been absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
Why
But
do
no
we want to
point.
make it like they're not going to come back from here.
Yeah. No
Just
point
finish
sacking
out
him.
the season and then start fresh. Maybe leave the A-League.
Yeah.
Who am I to say?
And they probably don't have the money to pay him either if you sack him. Because
Yeah.
I know that they got financial drama. If they sack him, they're going to have to pay him and pay someone else. So they're probably not going to do that. We've spoken about Morgan Schneiderlin. Let's mention now Graham Arnold has announced that he's going to be staying on with the Socceroos until the World Cup. $6 million deal for him,
Jeez.
apparently.
He deserves it.
He's done well. $6 million in 4 years. When I interviewed him about a year ago, he spoke about how...
Drop that one in there.
Yeah, well, you know, he spoke about how he preferred club management to international. He said international was hard. During COVID time, he was away from his family, a lot of flying, not much football. He prefers to be out on the grass every day.
Yeah.
But when $6 million dangled in front of you to just work a couple times a year, Olan, you take that deal, yeah?
You definitely 100% take that. And I think he deserves it. Because we were all sitting on this couch saying, you know what, we don't, after this one, we don't know if he should be here. Maybe he should be gone. His job was a little bit in, array, whether he should have it or not. And now I think there's no question.
No question on it. He's the man to lead us. Are you pretty confident going into 2026 with the crop of players and him at the helm?
Oh, absolutely. I think I get all the criticism of him leading up to the World Cup. Like, obviously, we had a grueling qualification process. But I don't think you can argue with the fact that he was rated best manager of the World Cup. I think the problems that the Socceroos have come down to funding and support and everything other than his management. I think the players seem to love him. He's done a good job. He's gotten us the furthest in a World Cup that we've ever been. I think he's taking us to America, party in the USA.
Fuck yeah.
Arnie, I did see someone replied to my tweet today and said we need to dub Miley Cyrus's party in the USA to be Arnie in the USA.
Oh,
And that needs to
a
be our
little remix.
2026 campaign.
A little bit cringe.
Well,
We'll see.
It's not really
have a
your
look at
go-to
that.
music, is
8
it?
teams from Asia are going to automatically qualify for the next World Cup. So he's got a pretty good chance of doing it, but you never know. There's still a long way to go. So we wish him all the best. Good to see him rewarded. Last one before we do switch over to talk some European football. Olan, the MPL here in New South Wales anyway kicks off this weekend. I want you to tell everyone else, they all watch A-League, they all watch the European leagues. Why should they go down and watch their local MPL team?
Well, honestly, I think, personally, someone that's played in England, played here, played in USA, whatever, I think some of the best talent, not best talent, but I'm saying there's some great talent in the MPL.
And personalities, yeah?
Personalities. I got a lot of best mates from playing in the MPL. All my closest friends play in the MPL. And I just feel like it's a great standard of football. And it's almost like the fringe players that you look at and you say, oh, maybe they should be playing in A-League, but they're not playing A-League for some sort of reason.
Yeah.
Those are the players.
Maybe
playing
attitude,
in,
maybe
whatever.
but-
You're like, you should be a bit higher, but I reckon it's good all round. I love football that isn't professional football because I guess that's where most of my career was.
Yeah.
And I just know what it takes to be a semi-professional footballer. It's flipping. It's fucking hard, mate.
Yeah, it is.
Training
exactly
3
right.
times a week, game on
And
a
these guys
Saturday.
got full-time jobs.
You got a full-time job as well. It's not easy at all, and they go out there on a Saturday and they give their all.
Yeah, definitely
wanna-
get down to some of those games. Lav, do you dabble in the MPL?
This is my thing. So I'm a Newcastle girl. So obviously Newcastle is
They've got their own.
They got their own league.
the
up there,
northern-
Apparently they pay
so-
decent up there as well.
Yeah?
I would like, the Northern NPL champions are the Lambton Jaffers, who were my personal team. Like, my dad played for the Jaffers, my uncle
really?
played for the Jaffers, so they're my team in Northern NPL. But now I live in Sydney. I want to know who is the team I should go for.
Jaffa's a crack of chocolate, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the red on the outside. That,
Yeah,
that's
orange.
that's
Yeah.
orange on the
chocolate.
outside. Yeah,
Good
brilliant,
MPL.
absolutely brilliant. That's
Controversial one, but I was gonna say Sydney United.
Sydney United?
Yeah, I was gonna say Sydney. In terms
Why
of
is that controversial?
just because of yeah.
Well, they made the Australia Cup final.
They made the Australian Cup final.
I
but
got a soft spot for Marconi because I
They're
played
playing
my
each other
formative
this
years.
weekend, you know.
Is that first
Sydney-
game?
maybe
Sydney United Marconi.
Brilliant.
Marconi's ground. Honestly, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Proper grass
Yeah.
field. Stands are amazing. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna watch a game that is not A-League and it's still good quality and you're still comfortable and you still feel like you're in a professional
Yeah.
environment, I definitely say
That Marconi.
Marconi's ground
And
is
the pizza's there. Quality as well.
decent.
Pizza.
Dalian.
for the game.
Well, maybe whoever wins that game gets
that
my
your team?
support.
Gets
Yeah.
your support.
Yeah.
You
There
know,
you go.
given your Croatian heritage
Yeah.
as well, Sydney United kind
That's
of
what
makes
I was
sense to
thinking
you
as
as
I was
well.
like, it makes sense to be
Yes.
Sydney United.
Yeah,
They got
right.
good fans. They got good fans.
Well, there you go. If Sydney United
Majority.
win the game this weekend, you get Lavender on your team.
Yep.
Send her a jersey, and we'll look after her from that point on. Let's take a trip overseas. Let's go to the FA Cup. It was FA Cup weekend, which honestly, I'm not going to lie, sometimes it pisses me off.
You don't like it?
It pisses me off sometimes when I'm excited. Chelsea are out of the FA Cup.
Yeah.
I'll say that too as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
I didn't get to watch Chelsea, but I'm excited for an early Prem game, and then it's like, oh, it's FA Cup. But I always get reminded how good cup football is. Wrexham
I know.
Oh, love
Pushed Sheffield all the way to the end. They almost won that game as well. They'll get an FA Cup.
It's a great
What did
thing about
they?
the
They
FA
said
Cup.
70 positions lower.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
club
Yeah,
as
because they're
well.
obviously Conference League trying to get up into League 2, Sheffield United Championship, looking like favourites to go up to the Prem. It was 3-3 draw. Ryan Reynolds came out and said, we're going to make it to the Prem in 10 years, Olan.
What a guy.
Can he get Wrexham to the Prem in 10 years?
Mate, you never know. It's not like it's impossible. All it is it's a proper grind. Once you get the right players in, do you know what it is? It's the only thing that's hard about it is selling the dream to the players that you want to bring in.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? That's the only thing that's
So
hard.
you got to
Like,
convince
So
better
true.
players.
you
got
got
to
to give it. Yes, exactly. Which is Gary Neville's team. It's kind of what they pretty much did, where you convince the players that are playing higher, give them a whack of cash and say, listen, man, in 2 years' time we'll be at this level anyway.
Yeah.
Just stick with us.
But then you got to go win those games. And of course, they got sponsorship with things like TikTok. They got the team on FIFA, even though they weren't in the Football League. So Ryan Reynolds is pulling strings to do that.
He really is.
There's a lot of FA Cup replays going on, Kat. It is the oldest competition in world football. Liverpool were close to a replay, then Matoma had other ideas. We'll get to that in a
What?
sec.
Doubled his
You're
price.
going to
Well
He's a
talk
done.
freak.
about that,
He's a
but
freak, eh?
He
Well
was
done.
just a star.
Let's
So
go there
good.
now. Let's
Let's
go
go
there now
there.
because you guys are both Liverpool fans and
Yeah.
Liverpool aren't
I
having
love
the
this
best
Sadly.
kit, by the way.
Brighton have had your number all season. 2 wins and a draw. They just now knocked you out of the cup.
Yeah.
Is it a blessing that you're out of that cup and you can focus
Do you know
on...
what? To an extent, if I may, I feel like
If I may, on behalf of Liverpool fans.
But even Klopp's presser,
Yeah.
he acted
You guys look
like
deflated, man.
almost that we saw it coming.
Yeah.
I think someone had asked me yesterday, how do you think they're going to go? And I feel like Brighton are just on one at the moment. They're just
Yeah.
playing so well.
Better without
Matoma was a standout player. The way he would touch that ball was, it was giving me Messi. Like there was just things about the
Messi.
way that he was playing.
Matoma, Messi. There you go. Kat said it here
Is
first.
that where we're going? with
Matoma's
this?
the new
His
Messi.
his touch in that game was beautiful.
Yeah, I know. But
And I think he's just so
Going Messi.
underrated that
I
I think
didn't say he is Messi.
The
no, I know, but you said it was
Messi-esque.
Messi.
Messi-esque.
Sound like
Messi-like.
Arsenal fans talking about Saka.
But I think that's the
You
thing.
know what I mean?
Yeah, but Saka's pretty good to be fair.
Yeah, I know, but don't put him in the same conversation.
How are you feeling about it, Lavender?
Oh, I'm in two minds. I think this season is just a write-off.
put it in
I
the bin.
think.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're not going to get any better until the sale goes through and Klopp gets some money to actually fix things.
Klopp hanging around though?
I
7-year Klopp, they call him?
I don't want him to go. I think everyone that's blaming him, I don't understand how many times he needs to come out and go, if I had the money, I'd fix it.
Right.
Like he blasted Carl Markham the other day in an interview because he was like, well, how many times do I need to come here and be like, I don't have the budget?
Yeah.
Like it's as if people are accusing him of sitting here on a wad of cash going, I'm not going to fix things. Like we know the midfield is a mess. We know we need to invest in
Then
the
you
team.
go buy Gakpo. Like, why? Why don't you buy centre mid?
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Gakpo
mean?
was supposed to be centre mid, wasn't he?
I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on there.
My hot take is that I hate Nunez. I think he is so
Nunez?
overrated, and I
Wow.
wish we didn't sign him.
Were you excited when you signed him though?
Darling Nunes, he's got to be one of the
Bro, he's getting rinsed on
howlers of signings in the
Yeah.
season. I think he's one of the
I
howlers.
reckon he'll come good.
I think his ego is way out of line.
Right.
I think he came in being like, I'm a big dog. He wanted to be he wanted to replace
Mane.
the void of
Yeah.
Mane. But the thing is, he's not Mane, and he walks around with this ego. It's like the headbutt incident,
Yeah.
and then he's not shooting goal. Like he's not scoring, but then he's not
He's shooting
passing
blanks
to
big
anyone.
time.
Like he's missing every shot,
Yeah,
but he
yeah.
won't pass to anyone else who can actually get the shot.
Yeah.
He just chooses to shoot and miss every time.
You miss Sadio Mane, huh? I'm serious. No, you reckon? He said it. He
Yeah,
called it.
yeah,
Sadio
he's-
Mane, best player in the world. He did
he's-
call it.
Yeah.
I think
Chilling.
you're onto something there about Nunez.
So you don't approve of me either.
I'll
Kat?
give him time.
In general,
Yeah.
I'm so weird about the whole club.
Right. You just off it at the moment?
I'm just, it's not that I'm off it. I just don't feel like anyone is doing an amazing job right now. For me, there's no standout.
Even Salah's
player
just
right
like
now.
massively.
It's lackluster.
Salah's
in
gone as
general.
well. Yeah, everyone's
It's
saying
just
Salah's
been
It
gone.
happens, man.
It's
You-
just been like, I think
Like-
it's a transitional
It
period.
happens. We always talk about Pep and how Pep
Yeah.
goes, you got to get new guys.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
yeah. There's the famous interview with
Yeah,
him and Rio, and Rio's like, "How do you do it?" And he's like, "I have to replace."
I have to get you guys. Because he wins the league and then he thinks, who can I buy? Because you have to.
Yeah.
If you rest on your laurels, like Virgil van Dijk after an ACL, Trent's never been the best defender, right? Now that your style's figured out,
Yeah.
it's like you put a ball in behind between Trent and returning from an ACL Virgil van Dijk, and you
Yeah.
can expose that.
Yeah.
The midfield, as you said, James Milner's still trotting around. Like Jordan Henderson's never really been an amazing player. Like you're just getting found out. People just figured you out. That's all it is.
Exactly.
Gegenpress. It doesn't take that too long
Yeah.
to figure that out. Brighton did that to you in the league as well.
Yeah.
They let you press and then they find a way around you. But But anyway, enough about Liverpool. They're garbage. Let's talk. Credit to
Let's move
Brighton.
on.
Their credit to Brighton. Let's talk about the FA Cup. You've played in it, apparently,
Yes,
allegedly.
I have played
I
in it
questioned him on that. But
at
anyway,
a very low
that was
level.
funny.
I tried to find it on Transfer Market. There's no statistics
Did
of,
you
On,
give us
it's actually on there.
of
It's actually
Holland
on
playing
there.
in the FA
Give
Cup.
us some info.
It's fine.
What
Yeah,
was
I will.
the...
I will.
Here's what I want to know from the FA Cup, right? Oldest competition in the world. If you draw, you have a replay. People are calling now. There was a question that came in here from Theo GJB. Should the FA Cup get rid of replays and just go straight to pens or extra time like all modern football does? Do you like that tradition of a replay?
The replay, I think the replay is nice. It depends. Depends if it goes for you or goes against you.
Right. Like if
You
you're the bigger
know,
club, you're spewing that you have to now.
Exactly, but if you're the lower club, you're absolutely relishing that Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's more cash as well. Yeah.
Cash at your place or wherever it is. You
Yeah.
know, you're loving that you can get a replay. So I think it's good.
Yeah.
It also brings in more revenue for the clubs that don't have as much money as well. So
Yeah, right.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. Maybe Liverpool just wanted to avoid the replay.
In the FFA Cup, do they get money every single round they get through as well?
It's a good question.
That's a
I
good
don't
question. I
know.
think it depends.
Because I
on the club.
know we got a fat whack it in the FA Cup.
Because we when I was at St George, we got to the 32. We were in MPL2 at the time. We got to the final 32, and we played that game for free, but we didn't get paid for it.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
I know once.
And actually, the Sydney United boys were saying they were playing for free. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think
Really?
You don't
So
get
maybe
paid. I don't think you get paid for it.
Ah.
I don't think you get paid for it, which is gonna. That's
maybe they need to change that FFA Cup.
probably because you were saying everyone in the lower tier they get
You
juked
get
by the cash.
just,
the
yeah,
payout.
the cash you get it doubles every single round. Like it's crazy.
Well, Liverpool out of it. Don't have to worry about that much more. But it could be worse. You could be crosstown rivals Everton. Sack Frank Lampard. Hire Sean Dyche.
Oh, that's not a bad goal.
You happy with that?
No, but like if you're looking for someone that's gonna get you out of a relegation spot, it probably is Sean Dyche.
But is Sean Dyche a long-term manager for Everton, or is that
Not
just like
long
you-
term,
you've
but he's
conceded-
gonna get you out of your position that you're in right now. He's gonna maybe keep you up. He knows how to play Brexit.
He's the new Big Sam.
Yeah,
He's the
he
new
knows
Big
how
Sam.
to play that.
So you think it's a good move?
I still feel a bit sorry for Frank.
Yeah. Super Frank's gone. Apparently, rumor is Marcelo Bielsa was in talk to take that job.
Okay.
Now, if this is true, this is pretty cool, and I wouldn't put it past Marcelo Bielsa. Apparently, he asked. He said, "I will take it, but I'm not going to take it now. I want to take the under 21s and all your youth for the rest of the season, and then I'll take the first grade after that because I need to ensure that."
I respect that a lot.
That sounds like Marcelo Bielsa,
That's such a
right?
him thing to say.
Yeah.
That is such a him thing to say, to be honest.
And
Wow.
Everton turned that down and gave it to Sean Dyche because they need to save themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, no, we need an immediate solution.
Yeah. And Anthony Gordon as well just jumped ship and left and went to Newcastle. He just said, you know what? Fuck this shit.
I'm out.
They're going down to the championship.
I'm out.
They got Saudi cash. I'm going over there.
Who's a Newcastle? Was there a Newcastle player that Everton bought anyway? There was this wonder kid that was supposed. What's his name? I can't remember his name. But there was,
Well, like now or a couple years back?
Now there was a wonder kid.
Santiago Munoz. Just
There was a wonder kid that Everton bought that was supposed to be good, but he's turned out trash. And I saw something about him the other day, but I can't remember his name.
Well,
Anyway,
Chelsea made their 7th signing of the January
I saw
window.
it today.
You a big fan of Todd Bowley and his baseball approach to football, Lev?
yeah.
Chelsea just buying fucking everyone. Like,
I'm not opposed to it. Like,
play Monopoly.
I feel like that's the thing is if you've got money,
Yeah. Spend it.
spend it.
It's the dream for us right now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm like, give us money so we can
It
spend
just
it.
feels like we're playing
Right.
But I think
career mode.
he had to come in, given everything Chelsea went through as a club. I was at Chelsea.
You were playing there?
November?
You were in the youth team, mate.
Yes, I was playing for
You
Chelsea.
Lav played for Chelsea back in the day, by the way.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I was on a press trip in England and I had a conversation with one of the media comms people at Chelsea and we were talking about it. And I think the big thing is after the like Roman situation, the club having to move on, you've got to come in, like Todd Bowley had to come in and be like, cool,
Flex.
we need to flex. We need to show all of our fans, all of our supporters that we've still got this, that we're going to be a good club.
Right.
And I think that's what this money thing is. It's not so much about flexing, we've got so much money. It's about reminding fans, like, yes, this is why you support us. We're going to be good. We're going to spend this money and we're going to return to greatness and leave the whole Russian oligarch thing behind us.
I'm still convinced that Todd Bowley doesn't know who any of these players are.
Oh, no,
Somebody
he's-
just wakes him up in the morning and goes,
So this is a
"Mate,"
good player.
pulls out like a photo and goes, what about this guy? Arsenal be
Arsenal
looking
looking
at
at
this
it,
guy. What do you reckon? And
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, looks good to me.
Looks good to me.
Let's go.
Rich
He's
flex.
finally got PayPass
it,
with like
that's-
$1 million thing and he's just tapping.
He's
Yeah.
just signing
He's like,
things
done,
off.
done.
Yeah.
He's going, yeah, no worries.
7
Arteta
players.
likes him. We'll take him.
America
But I
doesn't
think
lose to
that's
no
what
one.
we need.
Fuck yeah. We're going to call it Chelsea Eagles. We're going to fucking fucking outbuy everyone.
But I think that's what you need. I think they need someone in particular. And I think Liverpool's the same. You need someone to come in and just go, cool. If you think this is the right decision, I support you. I have faith in the people that are making the calls.
Liverpool are at the point where we're going to be signing legitimate baseball players because they'll just come on over from Red Sox because we can't afford any other player. It's very frustrating right now.
Yeah, we're Americanizing football.
We couldn't be more opposite right now. You guys are just spending money and we're looking for it.
And yet we're equal points in the league. We're both shit, right? We're both
so
shit.
it just goes to show.
Maybe money doesn't matter.
Maybe it doesn't. Maybe neither approach works.
I have a feeling it's going to pay off. I have a feeling Chelsea in 3-4 years are going to do something pretty special because
I think you guys are going to offload.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's so many players at the club right now.
It's
You
insane.
think like all you need to do is get 11 solid players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That eventually it might actually.
It's a real testament, though, to that period where you guys just played academy and you brought up that young talent and how well you did at it.
Yeah.
It's such a testament to,
Bro,
I think, the quality that's coming out of that
academy
youth academy.
players. It's the best academy in the world.
At one point, it became the best academy in the world, and that
I
is
still
credit to
think
Roman
it-
Abramovich,
yeah.
big time, because he came in, he splashed a lot of cash into the academy.
Yeah.
There's a rumor going around that Jose Mourinho wants to go back to Chelsea. So there's a rumor that his family still live in
The
London.
special one.
He wants to move back to the Premier League and said his preference will always be Chelsea. So there's this rumor going around about a third stint. Graham Potter's, of course, under pressure. Before I open it to the floor, you're a Chelsea man yourself. Would you like to see, so quick into his tenure, Potter replaced by Jose?
Not so quick. Not so
Okay.
quickly.
So it's not one of those cases where if Jose calls, you just...
Yeah,
you
I
answer
don't
every time?
think so quickly. I think we do need to give Potter a little bit of time. I think he's kind of been thrust into the deep end. You know, it's his first job. I don't know if he's the right guy, but I still think give him a bit of time. After the Arteta thing, I'm like, bro, just give these managers some time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
We would love to see Jose back in the Prem, regardless though, because he's absolute box office. I want to play a little game with you guys because
I love
he's.
Jose Mourinho.
We do love Jose. You can't not love. You're a
No,
Liverpool
he's
fan,
so
Lav. You got to
likeable.
love
Yeah.
Jose, surely, because he's just. He's just fantastic.
Just such a character, and we need more of those.
We
in the
need more
game.
of that, right? I thought we'd play a little game with you guys. Got a couple quotes here. Some of them were said by Jose. Some of them weren't said by Jose.
I should know this.
Right? You should know this.
Should know this.
I'll try to put on maybe a little bit of an accent. I'll say if I don't make an absolute tit of myself,
Give us your best impression.
I'll give it a go.
He's
right?
not bad.
I don't. Not Jose. Not Jose. Jose's hard, right? Jose's hard. Okay, this one. Look, I'm not the coach. That's fucking terrible.
That was all right.
I'm not Harry Potter. He is magical, but in reality, there is no magic. Magic is fiction, and football is real. Is that Jose, or is that not Jose?
He so could have said that.
He said that.
he said that.
He said that.
Hold on.
I think he said that.
You gonna go Jose?
Yeah.
Correct. That was Jose Mourinho. That was Jose Mourinho.
Vamos.
Next one. It is like having a blanket that is too small for the bed. You pull the blanket up to keep your chest warm. That's not Jose. I can't do a Jose. It's not coming out. You pull the blanket up to keep your chest warm and your feet stick out. I can't buy a bigger blanket because the supermarket is closed, but I'm content because the blanket is cashmere. It is no ordinary blanket. Is that Jose Mourinho?
Is this an
Or is that-
analogy, or is he just telling us about his
I don't-
blanket?
Somebody made
I
this
don't think
quote.
I don't think that's Jose.
No? What do you think?
I'll throw it. I'll just be different.
You think it was Jose?
Yeah. I think he went on a tangent in a press conference and told everyone about his blanket.
Lav?
I don't think
You don't think it is? Correct, Kat. It is Jose Mourinho. That is
What?
a Jose quote.
When did he say that?
I couldn't tell you, but these are classic Jose quotes. Next one. What is the only way to stop Thierry Henry? Probably with a gun. Is that Jose Mourinho?
That's it.
I want to
Yes,
say
it's
it
Jose.
is.
I'm gonna say that's Jose.
Jose?
I want to say it is, but it feels like
he
him,
would've
but I'm gonna say no.
Would I give you 3 Joses in a row? Am I one of those
Maybe.
like tricky
You could.
exam?
I'm going to say no because I don't
Yeah.
think Jose is one to bring up a gun.
Yeah, I think it's a bit too.
Intense for Jose?
I feel like if he had said it, I would have known about it.
Okay.
It would have made headlines. I don't think it did.
I'm
You're not.
going-
Didn't you say yes?
Yes,
What are you
yes,
changing
yeah.
your answer for, bro?
Ladies, correct. It wasn't Jose.
Fuck's sake.
It was the great Gianluca Vialli, may you rest in peace. He said that when he was managing Chelsea about Thierry Henry.
I know someone would have said it.
Yeah. All right. What else? What else have we got here? Okay. This is a good one. He likes to watch other people. There are some guys who, when they're at home, they've got a big telescope to see what's happening in other families. This was a manager talking about another manager. Was that Jose Mourinho?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Do we know who he was talking about?
Arsene Wenger.
Yes.
I
sir.
Fucking knew
Incredible.
it.
That
That
is-
was the greatest rivals
Incredible.
in history, man.
That is
That's
Jose
a good quote.
talking about Arsene Wenger. Last one I want to give to you, actually. I tried to watch the Tottenham match when I got back to my hotel yesterday, but it put me to sleep.
He would say that.
Yeah.
He would say
Yeah,
that.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually Arsene Wenger
No way.
talking about Tottenham. Believe it or not, that wasn't Jose Mourinho.
Shit.
But the last one I'll finish on is we are a little horse, a horse that still needs some milk and learn how to jump.
We are,
The
yes.
little horse.
It feels weird enough to be him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quirky. It's
No?
Jose.
that was Jose.
Oh,
That was Jose. That was Jose when it was a Liverpool City title race and Chelsea beat City. That famous one with the Gerrard slip. Sorry to bring it up. He said, we're still a little horse. We're not ready for a title race. We need a little bit more milk. And next season, we will be ready for a title race. And in fact, Chelsea went on to win the title in the next season. So the man knows what he's
guy.
talking about. And Alex Picariello asked us what we think about Jose returning. Olan's just had his word on that. I personally would love to see it just for the good of the league. Is it the best decision for Chelsea right now? Probably not when you're looking at long term. But you talk about records. He's won all the records there.
Yeah.
A record fell, would you believe it, during the week. Iñaki Williams. Iñaki Williams plays his club football for Athletic Bilbao.
I don't know about this story, but the fact that you're bringing up a record being no longer standing
Yeah.
and Iñaki Williams makes me so sad.
Why? Do you know Iñaki's
Because
record?
I love Iñaki and I
Yeah.
love he's such a hard worker.
Yeah.
The love, the passion that he has for that club. Never
Yeah.
missed a game.
Well,
Oh, is it that guy?
that's the record.
I'm so sad.
That's
Oh,
the
the guy
record.
that-
Iñaki missed his first game on the weekend due to injury. So before that, he went about 7 years straight, 251 consecutive matches in La Liga.
Without
This guy's
missing
Without
a
missing a
physio
game.
has signed him,
Yeah.
said good to play
Yeah.
every single
What?
week.
No
Is he
suspension.
giving the physio some money?
No
Probably.
suspension. as
No
well.
suspension
That's
and no
wild.
injury for 251 La Liga games. So
No
world record.
suspension.
This guy
and
loves his club.
that
He
is-
doesn't want to miss a game.
I don't fucking understand that.
Yeah.
No, and he's a defender too.
He's striker.
Oh,
Iñaki
that would make no sense.
Iñaki Williams, and his brother plays for Spain. He plays for Ghana now. He switched allegiances, so he's playing for Ghana. But his brother plays for Spain. Unfortunately, that's fallen over the weekend, so he's missed the game now. So really, nothing to celebrate there. But I don't think anyone's going to get close to
Yeah,
251.
no one. That's going to be held for a while.
We saw some of the most cooked records, most red cards in a single match. You know how many?
In a single match.
It's in Argentina, by the way.
Yeah.
I think we've done this one
Isn't
before.
it 30 something?
Oh yeah, 36
That's
red
got
cards
good
in a
memory.
single match. Producer Shabs went ham down the fucking rabbit hole of Wikipedia. Apparently, the oldest player in the world that's still playing for an official club, not a professional club, but they're an official club.
An official, not professional.
It's in Cairo.
How old is he? 60?
Oh, if they're Egyptian,
Close
they're
to your
old,
hometown.
man. They're old.
How old? How old do you reckon this geezer is? Still playing?
He's still playing, but he could be playing like a minute.
Yeah. And it's not professional. So the professional record was Japanese guy.
They're
That was-
46-year-old.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's older than that though.
Yeah, he's older.
He's older
He's
than
older.
that.
Yeah, he's older. How old do we reckon?
Oh, I'm
Alright.
just gonna go all out and say he's 65.
65. Nearest one gets a high five.
I would say 72.
Right.
Nah, not 72. What? I'm going 61.
74 years old, Lav.
What?
Yeah.
74 years old. The man is still
74
going.
years old.
Why
What
would
does
we
he look
talk
like?
about it if it was not that old?
60
that's
is
Asian.
not that impressive.
70 is like
Yeah.
what? You're ready to say goodbyes. That age.
I feel
What's ready?
74 sometimes, when I'm out
Oh,
there.
right.
Credit to him. And the longest headed goal was 190 feet from goal.
That's fucked.
I don't know how
Longest
did
headed
that
goal.
happen, Shabs? Was he heading downhill? It hits him in the head and goes 190
Oh.
feet into the net. I need to see it to believe it. I don't believe that one. Quick
cheating
trip
now.
around the world. Serie A's on fire. Bundesliga's on fire. I want to say that Serie A and Bundesliga have been the two best leagues in the world
I agree.
this season.
Sorry. Oh, better than the.
Better than the Prem.
Really?
I know that's going to hurt
What?
your ego a
No,
little bit.
he's right.
Wait, it's been better than the Prem?
I'm just going to stand for the Italian football right now.
Right.
If anything, Serie A for me has been so good to watch.
And upsets, right? Except Napoli. Napoli are flying. But that's an
Yeah,
upset in itself.
but Napoli being where they are
Yeah.
and holding that position for so long, it's kind of Arsenal.
It's
They're
kind of
in
Arsenal.
a similar situation,
Yeah,
right? But I
yeah.
feel like Napoli have been a little bit more challenged, and even like the drama with Juve, like it's made the season really interesting.
Yeah, well, they're on fire, and just this weekend we saw Milan get touched up by Sassuolo.
Pause.
And right, and we saw Juve get done by Monza. Now, Lav, what's so special about Juventus getting done by Monza? Monza hadn't been to the Serie A, God knows, before we were all around, right? They hadn't been there for about 40 years. Silvio Berlusconi, are you familiar with him?
No.
Okay, Silvio Berlusconi, former PM of Italy. Very interesting character. He's 85 years of age. His missus is 31, right? That gives you a bit of an idea
okay.
about him.
You've painted a picture.
What's that,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
that
yeah.
guy from Playboy?
Yeah, pretty much. He's probably
giving Hefner?
Hugh Hefner
Yeah.
vibes. He's probably the greatest consumer of Viagra in the history of mankind, right? And he makes it known to everyone. Now, He used to be the former owner of AC Milan when they won all those Champions Leagues. He bought Monza, brought them back up to the Serie A. When they started this season, they weren't winning games. They were struggling. So they're coming like second last. They're taking on Juventus. This was back in like September, October. They're versing Juventus. He, with his plastic face, walks into the players' change room at training and says, boys, this is actually, there's footage of this. Boys, if you beat Juventus this weekend, I will throw a party and I will buy you a busload of escorts.
Jesus Christ.
Monza won, Juventus 0. They beat them that weekend. That was Monza's first
You know
win.
what that
I would have been
just-
all out.
Lavender,
not
Lavender,
gonna
that
lie.
is just proof men are as simple as we thought.
Yeah.
They are as simple as
Simple
we thought.
creatures.
Monza went on a run and now they've just done the double and beaten Juventus again. So I don't know what is happening to those lads this week, but I dare say they're having a great time. Motivational tactics, thoughts on that?
Different ways to
If
buy
it works, it's
If
fine.
it works, it works.
Right? It's all above board. It's all professional, right?
But also at the same time, if you're capable, it's like the whole like, if you win, I'll buy you a car thing. If you're capable of winning when there's a motivational thing there, you should just fucking be winning in the first place.
Right.
If
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
don't
like some of the
actually-
people that are on these salaries, I'm like,
Isn't that
do you,
motivation
don't actually
do you
think-
need a
yeah.
busload of escorts when you're already getting
I don't
paid?
actually think it affects you because I'm thinking back to times where, like, you know, when you're on non-league, when you're on a clean sheet bonus.
You're not getting a busload of escorts at non-league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And if you are, they are some shit
I'm
escorts
saying
at
you don't-
non-league level. Let's be real.
You don't think
You're
of it
getting
while
Wayne
you're
Rooney
playing.
escorts
You
at
don't-
non-league level.
You don't think of it while you're playing. You're just playing.
You reckon?
Yeah, you're like, oh, after this game, like while you're in the game, you just want to win.
Have you ever been offered
Then
a bonus?
Huh?
Have you ever been offered a bonus that's not financial?
Uh,
Like, if you win this game, I'm gonna do this.
I'm going to collectively buy you one escort.
Yeah.
Nah, don't think so. Don't think so. Nothing that I can think of. Nothing that springs to mind.
No?
No.
Alan's got to be careful. He's in a relationship now. He's got to be careful. You got to realize he's got to be careful what he says.
He's actually thinking of 3 different things.
It's a different Olan in 2023. I'm not going to name. I actually had a coach at under 20s level.
At 20s, wow. that's
At
bad.
under 20s level.
Is this something you should legally be saying?
No, we were all above. We were
Is this
all
alleged?
older than 18. We were all
Allegedly.
We were all older than 18, but there was a few of the lads, like core group in the team, and he did say that if we went on this run and won a couple games in a row, he was going to shout us a night,
Night out.
a big night out,
Ooh.
right?
That's big at that
and
age.
lots of different things in this night out. And we won, and we stayed at the casino.
Yeah, I'm sure
And it
you
was-
did.
and
So
it
we
was
can tell what kind of night it was.
Well, so what I'm going to say is these types of extrinsic motivation for anyone that's studied that at uni,
Incentives.
extrinsic motivation, it can work. Credit to Silvio Berlusconi, it's got him so far. But we'll move on from that. Bunga Bunga parties, Google that, everyone. That's over the age of 18. Bundesliga's on fire as well. Speaking of Bunga Bunga, 4.5 goals per game in their first weekend
Wild.
back. Bayern are struggling to win, which is great for the league.
Yeah. What about Dortmund?
Dortmund are back.
And Bellingham, like youngest captain as well.
Yeah. He's definitely on the shopping market as well for a few big clubs. Here's a cheeky left field story I wanted to tell you. Do you remember the ball boy from Swansea?
Oh, Swansea v Chelsea. Is this Swansea v Chelsea?
Do you remember?
You talking about the guy that Hazard kicked?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes,
god!
yes.
Kicking,
Right.
Okay.
I will never forget that moment.
You remember that,
I will
right?
never forget that moment my entire lifetime. I fucking hated that kid. And
Tell
that kid was
tell
like
me-
got famous off that.
Tell
Okay.
me that kid
Yeah,
is playing
there's
in
a-
the Bundesliga now. Oh, okay.
Not quite. You remember that one?
I feel like I saw he made headlines this week or
Yeah.
something, but I'm
Right. So that little chubby boy, they got kicked by Eden Hazard.
Yeah.
Right? He's gone on to be a millionaire.
No way. What?
So his name's Charlie Morgan. So we all remember it because Hazard barely kicked him. He kicked the ball from underneath
Yeah.
him and he fucking
Yeah,
carried
yeah,
on
yeah,
and
yeah.
Hazard got suspended. 9 years after that, he started his own vodka company.
is he using his likeness?
Well, I mean, he looks simple. You can tell it's him. He's grown up. He's lost the
Yeah.
baby fat. You can tell it's him though. AU Vodka. He's worth 40 million pounds.
What the fuck?
Right? From this vodka brand. He saw a niche in the market. Him and his mate started it. It's been endorsed by Ronaldinho and Floyd Mayweather. Have both been seen drinking his vodka.
This
And he's on the
kid.
2022 Times Young Rich list of the year. The kid that got kicked by Hazard.
What?
What a glow up.
Yeah.
That's an incredible
is-
glow up.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
And if you look at how Hazard looks now,
Yeah.
and how he looks now, he won in the end.
Kind of
Jeez.
switched places.
He won in the end, right?
Oh my days.
And
That
Hazard's probably
is
chunkier than him now as well.
some moment in
He should
history.
have called it something about like the
Yeah, he
Hazard
should have
kick
used
or
his
something.
likeness. It's like,
Yeah.
who's the guy in college football in America he was a Vine meme, and now he's a college footballer, and he's just sold his name and likeness.
Producer Shabs, you want to yell that one out?
Yes, the black guy in the line at the thing with the really awkward one.
Yeah, I forget what the
Plays offensive lineman.
He plays offensive lineman for Alabama.
Yeah, and he's just sold like now in the US because you can sell your name, image, likeness
Right.
in college football. He's just made an absolute killing off this meme that's like 15 years old.
Brilliant.
that.
You own it. Why not? You may as well.
If your life is
I'd
going
love
to
to
be
become a meme.
semi-ruined by being a meme, you may as well just make
Oh,
I'd love to become a
if
meme.
I become a meme, I am selling out so fast. I'm putting my face on t-shirts, tote bags, you name it. I am selling
So
out.
hard to become a meme, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it just has to happen.
Yeah. I think it just happens,
You can't
right?
turn yourself into
No.
a meme.
True.
Somebody has to
It's not
go.
a project.
That's
Yeah.
I feel like the
meme.
person that called you Craig Foster could turn you into a meme.
Yeah, I'd be a decent silver fox. to be
Speaking
fair,
of
if
which,
I've
we
got-
said we might dabble in some of these, just talking about that toxicity of commentary and stuff. And Lavender obviously is all over Twitter. You're on Insta as well. You and you're female. Let's be real. We cop it when we have an opinion about anything,
Right.
let alone sport.
Right.
But you've been copying it, Claudes, and you posted something on your story today, which was low-key hilarious because I like that you're motivated by it.
Yeah, no, I like it. I was spewing because I delete my DMs. Like, if I get a DM and like the first few words are "fuck you," you fucking, and that's all I see, I just delete them. I don't even read them. But I wish I kept them because I put together a collage of all the shit people have tweeted and stuff, and it was actually quite fun to put it together. So I'm spewing. I got rid of all the DMs, but it's good. It's good fun to be hated by people because at the end of the day, you need to always remember these people know who you are. You don't know who they are, which is success in itself.
Yeah.
You would have copped a fair bit as well.
Yeah, well, I think Stav said something about it the other day, but I think we're saying the football space in general, the fan section is probably the most toxic
Yeah.
section
I don't know why.
of all sports.
It should be more
It's
inclusive.
like
you would think.
you say something about football that might be not even off.
Yeah.
You just might have a little bit different, and you can
they'll drag
actually
you to hell.
you can actually justify what you're saying.
Yeah.
You don't know ball.
If
That's it. You don't know
you
ball.
miss a detail, you're done.
Yeah, that's it. I'm
you're
like,
done.
fuck,
I
we are
feel
fucking
like
bad.
Yeah.
we've posted stuff where we may be kind of talking up Messi over Ronaldo, or we're not even talking about Ronaldo at all. We're just talking about Messi.
Yeah.
And people take it so personally. And
that.
I understand. I'm first to love the sport and to want to talk about it, to feel like a sense of identity with
hard.
it.
It is
But I
hard.
don't take it personally like that. And
People get personal with you.
it's
I
wild.
had one when the World Cup was on, the Golden Glove moment. I posted a TikTok being like, my favorite thing about men is whether
the
you're a guy,
Martinez.
whether you're a guy at the pub or you've just won a fucking World Cup, all men are the same.
Right.
And I was like, this is incredible. We love this.
Yeah.
Incredible moment. The amount of people that were like, you can't have fun, you just hate all men. Like, this is the problem with
You were
women.
saying it in a nice
Yeah,
way.
I was
you were
like,
rating
I
it.
was like, this is funny.
Right,
Like,
right.
my opinion is that we need more athletes to be, and like, you are paid to be entertainment. Be entertaining. Make a dick joke, do something stupid, have fun with it because it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And it makes people watch and it's good for football.
Right.
Within reason, as long as you're not doing anything that's like bad or offensive.
Yeah.
Within reason,
Right.
if you're bringing eyes to the game, you're helping. Like, it's for the good of the game.
Right.
But I got ripped to shreds by men being like, what would you know?
Right.
You know nothing about football.
toxic
Like,
Because you're quite out there with some of your tweets. I could
I
see
have
like,
a personal favorite
Which one?
where you said that you would mount more men than Curtis.
oh,
this year.
my
What?
repeat that
You
one.
amount more
I
what?
made a tweet. It was like, my New Year's resolution is to mount more men than Curbs. And my dad,
So
shout out to dad if he's listening, my dad saw it. Not only did he see it, my dad doesn't acknowledge anything I say. He's known me for long enough. Like, I've been posting shit on the internet for long enough that he just doesn't bring it up. This is the one tweet he decides
was
to bring
like,
up.
really?
Over
Really?
dinner with my entire family
Oh,
because we were
shit.
talking about something and he's like, oh, well, you're trying to be this big internet celebrity and look what you tweeted. Mum was like, what was it? And he brought it up in front of the whole family and we had an entire discussion.
well, if you put it out on
About-
Twitter though, Lav, like you can't be surprised if it pops up at family dinner.
No, but,
I
yeah,
don't-
but
It's public
still,
domain. Like I mean,
it was a good
Yeah, but
tweet
you
though.
just-
It
Good
was
tweet.
funny.
You just
It is
don't
pretty
think your
funny.
parents are gonna. Yeah, you never.
So is that-
You never put out content with the idea that your mum's gonna see this.
No,
That's-
that's so
I
true.
never do that.
It's like the first time I swore on this podcast.
My dad follows
and
me
I
on
heard it
TikTok.
from my mum.
Yeah.
Like the next day, she was like, "Don't ever swear
Don't
on
swear
that
again.
podcast
Yeah,
again." And I was
yeah.
like,
Get
"You
my
know
dad,
what?
My
Sorry."
dad actually follows me on TikTok. So
Does he like his stuff?
Yeah, he'll
Bless.
every now and then he'll go, yeah, I saw the one you did with the football. You were arguing with the ref. Don't be doing that. Fuck's sake, man, it's just a game. Fucking game.
That's brilliant.
Oh, that's
That
so
is
funny.
brilliant. I love when he does the Nigerian.
I know,
Yeah,
so-
it sends you when you do the Nigerian
Sends
accent.
me as
I
well.
love it. But Lav, two things came to my mind when I heard that tweet.
Yeah.
So in 2022, were you mounting too many curbs or not enough men?
Bit A, bit of B.
Okay.
Am I doing better in
What is
2023?
what is a
Absolutely
curb?
not.
No, it's the curb, the side of the road.
Oh, okay, cool.
That is actually how I did
I
my
loved it
ankle.
for the last 3
did my ankle in
minutes.
Singapore, falling off
I
a curb.
assumed
Right.
that, but I didn't
For
know
the
how.
last 3 minutes.
But when you mount a
what we were
curb,
talking
What do you think
about.
that curb was?
no, I knew it was that, but I'm like mounting a curb as in like you
Like
drive on the
physically
car.
sitting on the curb, you thought she was doing
No, I thought like I didn't know, like on a car, right?
in a car,
Yeah.
not just
Ah,
her just
okay, yeah.
mounting a curb on the side of the road. That would be
Just-
kind of weird.
Yeah.
I
But that
was
also
talking in a
also
car.
means that your driving is bad, no?
Oh yeah, I'm
Ah, okay, got you.
Kat Sasso's tweet the other day about men like you can't be a fan of F1 if you can't drive a Formula One car. In that defense, I shouldn't be a fan of cars at all because I'm awful.
Terrible driver. Yeah.
Terrible driver.
Yeah. But are you good at football?
No.
Well, there you go.
In my defense, I wanted to play football as a kid, and my dad said women don't play football, so I didn't play. No, but I found out 20 years later it wasn't because he was misogynistic. It was because he didn't want to coach the team, and he knew if I played.
He would have to
and then
coach.
his argument now is, I watched you play netball for like 3 years later, and you were awful. So I
Right,
did
so
you
you
a
would have been
favour.
garbage at football as well.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's all right. We love your opinions on football and all the rest of the world of sport as well, and everything else. I mean, yeah, mountain curbs, whatever. Fuck, that's
Genuinely, Lavender's tweets are some of my favorite.
cool. They're pretty good. They
They
are
are
pretty good.
so good.
And they're very offside, which is what we like. Producer Shabs has just written a note for me here. Who are you stabbing here, Shabs? Who are you stabbing? Olan? Apparently, Olan is wearing Adidas socks with
Shit.
Nike shoes.
I was trying to hide it. I was
Are you
trying to
for real?
hide it. I was in a rush, bro.
That's
Do
Cardinal
you
shoes.
want to
Show the
shoe up for the
camera.
camera?
Can you show everyone?
Yeah.
I'll do the influencer thing behind you.
Yeah.
Onside or offside?
Pretty bad. Wearing the dunks with the
Onside or offside?
Shabsy.
Adidas
Fuck's
socks
sake.
with Nike shoes, ladies.
I know it's
that
offside.
it?
Offside.
I know it's offside.
I feel like it's offside.
Nobody has
because
Adidas socks either. Like I was
Yeah.
given these as for free. Like I don't just buy Adidas socks.
so
No one
true.
does.
Wait,
that.
did
Like,
Adidas?
No one
gives
has.
you
Did Adidas give you the socks?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this is how you're repaying them.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that an ick?
You're
This
never getting another
probably
Adidas
shouldn't
sponsorship
go
in
out
your life. I'm
anywhere.
sorry.
Yeah.
You can't be
Yeah,
doing that,
it's
bro.
a little bit of an ick.
You can't be doing
It
that.
is ick. I know it's ick. It's fine.
Next
She
time
says
you
while
need some
stretching her
Nike
leg out
socks,
to
just
show
ask
her.
me.
What are you rocking? Nike.
I'm all the
Yeah,
Nike.
she's
Yeah.
on Nike.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. You're all over Nike now. That's fine. I rate it, Kat. Now, speaking of someone who's all over it, Kim K made headlines. Artinigram has asked the pod, thoughts on Kim K rocking a Roma 1998 kit. Did you see that?
I didn't see it.
Kim Kardashian went out.
This is
in
where
a-
the-
in a
she got the
She's
inspo from
inspired
Kat.
my look today. I don't know
Wow.
if
You
you've
got a bit of
noticed.
Kim K vibes.
I've done the
Yeah,
slicked
yeah,
hair
yeah,
back
yeah,
like
yeah.
Kim, the vintage
Do you
jersey.
think,
We need a
do you
side
think
by
Kat looks like
side.
Kim K?
I can see the vibes right now. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah?
I'll take that.
Yeah.
But I love this
Yeah.
because the panel I was on last week was all about Jersey culture for females. How do you get young girls looking at Jersey culture and wanting to be a part of it? Because right now, for young guys, you know, they all wear a
Everyone's rocking
jersey. They
jerseys,
go out in it. It's not weird to see that. For people like Lavender and myself, it's easy. We love it. That's
I
part
actually
of our
like
kind
girls
of
in
everyday.
jerseys.
It is
But
hot.
how do you get young girls who aren't necessarily crazy football fans wanting to wear a jersey? You do things like this. You get people like Kim Kardashian.
So you reckon she was sponsored or she just
No,
rocked
no,
it?
no.
Oh, she
I
would've
just
just
think
done
this
it.
is a really good thing for the game, especially when we've got like a Women's World Cup right around the corner. We want people to start talking about football. We want that same NBA style, like girls wearing
And normalize it
Chicago
so you
Bulls and not necessarily being a hardcore fan.
Yeah.
You should be allowed to do that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
normalize it so you don't have that thing of like, I feel like we're
It's a
fine because
stigma.
if a guy comes up to you and goes, oh, name 10 Liverpool players, I can. But if you're not someone that
Yeah.
cares for the
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
but wants to wear a football
It should
shirt,
be fine too.
it should be fine too. And I think the
Yes.
more people like Kim K do it, the better it is. But vintage football shirts are now going to be even more expensive. And I
Right.
hate
She's
that.
been collecting for a while.
I think they
Yeah.
should be
Yeah.
expensive though.
Yeah, yeah.
Kim K's been collecting
Vin-
football
Yeah,
Yeah,
kits.
yeah.
but like I
Kim
saw a
K's been
Liverpool kit
collecting
the other
football
day.
kits.
Fuck off.
I've seen stuff.
Vintage should be
She's been putting her
expensive.
kids in kits.
Fuck, I rate that.
She's been like openly associating herself with some kind of like vintage brands.
Wow.
So have
But
all the Kardashians
Trying to
actually.
take her
Kendall
mind off
Jenner as well.
Balenciaga. That's
They're,
probably
they're
what it is.
honestly
vintage
just-
football kits as well. Don't
no,
tell me
they're
that.
just
Do you know why she's
entrepreneurs.
doing
She's
it?
already
She's
unbelievable.
trying to take the mind off Balenciaga, but that's a subject for another day.
Yeah, probably.
Let's not get political.
But I'm into it.
Yeah?
Because it
I am
might
too.
up the
Kardashians
cost
and
of a retro vintage kit, whatever. But it might also get like
more
your
replicas.
Cotton Ons and your, you know, more accessible brands replicating them and making it a part of everyday
Do
fashion.
you feel as if like we spoke about the negative side of social media, right? And
Yeah.
all the shit that you guys get tweeted and get comments and get DMs. Do you feel like you're obviously very attractive young women? Do you
much.
feel as though when you put a football jersey on, guys just like lose it and salivate
Oh,
even more?
yeah.
Like all you have to do is put a football
The,
jersey
the
on. and you-
DMs get. I posted one today.
Is there
in
this
this.
football fetish that exists in football?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But it's weird
Probably
because I
is.
feel
Look
like.
at all that.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
His eyes lit up.
Yeah, there is. I think there is.
But I think
Yeah.
it's a thing of like men
'Cause-
in theory like a woman that likes sport,
I love
but they
where you're
don't
going with
actually.
this.
They want a woman who they think likes sport,
Okay.
but they don't
always
want them to
wanna
have
know
any
more.
opinions.
Yeah,
It's
because I don't want you to know
I-
more about ball than me.
It's like men want,
what it
and
is.
feel free to chime in if I'm wrong, but I'm not wrong.
Tell me what we want. Tell me.
Men want a woman that goes, I like sport, which means you can go and watch the game and I won't annoy you.
Right.
But they don't want a woman when it's like, hey, come over. The amount of men that have been like, come over. I'm like, there's a game on at 1 o'clock in the morning. No.
Right.
And then they get annoyed. I'm like, so you want someone that likes football?
Yeah, I don't
But then when I'm like,
Why
hey,
takes you
I
go
don't
over
want
at 1
to see
o'clock in
you.
the morning? That's a late hangout.
They're under the bus like that.
That's
You dropped yourself in that one. You just dropped yourself.
What's even
in.
open at 1 a.m.?
Maybe she's
What's even? I'm
watching
trying to
it.
think. If I'm trying to go for a drink at 1 a.m.
That was
in
you,
Sydney,
Lavender. That was all you.
What's
Lavender's
even?
a DJ.
In
What's
my-
even open at 1 a.m.?
In my defense, that's a Sydney thing. In Melbourne, people are out till 6 o'clock in the
Oh,
morning.
yeah. Okay, so you're talking Melbourne people.
But
I'm
hear,
talking when I lived in Melbourne.
I do
Ah,
hear what you're saying because I want, well, most at the moment, like to know about the sport, but I don't want you telling me facts about who Ronaldo and I don't really
You don't
want
need
that.
that. You hear enough of that from soccer Twitter.
Yeah.
Can I say,
Do you know?
I get DMs from people that are like, can't believe you're single. And I'm like, yeah, you think that.
Right.
Yeah, it's
But
actually
I
harder for
do
you.
actually
Do you think it's intimidating that you know
maybe
a lot about
It is a bit
intimidating.
yeah, it is.
maybe, but they just kind of assume that I guess I've made football my personality, which is not the case.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're on a podcast, obviously I'm talking about it. There's a lot more to me
Yeah.
and my interest than just talking about football. But
Right.
I do think that there's, like you said, this idea that they love it in theory, but they actually want it to be the thing they do with their
Boys.
friends,
Yeah.
with their boys. And if you've got a girlfriend that loves the game, I'm
Then
going
she's
to
gonna
want
tag
to watch it
along.
with you.
Oh,
Like,
no.
how annoying would that be?
And I think it's hard. I don't know if you find this, but being someone who is in the sport content like it's my job.
Right.
So I talk about it a lot on the internet. One, because I'm passionate about it, but also a lot of it's my job.
Yeah.
Like all of us,
Yeah.
you talk about it a lot online because
Right.
it's work.
Yeah.
And I think men get really, I don't know whether they're turned off by it or it's intimidation or what it is, but men like a woman that likes sport, but not publicly.
Right.
Publicly, it's like, it's too much.
Okay.
There's a whole
Or maybe me
podcast
and Kat are just
episode
too
on
much.
this.
This is fantastic. This is great. We should
This is
continue this.
insight because it's what she's saying is so incredibly
spot on.
true. It's so true.
Do you ever wear a football jersey in the bedroom, Alan?
No. The fuck? I'm there.
Do you know what's funny?
Why did I think about that? I'm fucking naked. What the fuck? What do you mean?
Wow, we went there.
I don't think anybody went.
Can I say I wear,
Are you
I will
wearing a
wear
football-
every other sport but a football jersey when I sleep?
Start.
I feel like that was a really loaded question.
No, I just wanted to
Are,
know.
are you wearing a
I
football
just
shirt
wanted
in the
to know.
bedroom?
Well, maybe I have before. I don't know. Maybe I have before. Producer Shabs is moving on now. Producer Shabs, he's speaking to sponsors at the moment, I think, about the pod. He just wants to move this one along. Fantastic, though. Great chat. Don't even know what that was about. Kim K, exactly right. Kim K is fit and even fitter in a football
Long
jersey.
story short, I love it. I'm
Yeah.
here for
I
it.
do love it too. Well, quick one. Fedi Madeline has asked, what's the greatest pair of boots ever? Olan, what is the greatest?
For me, I'm going Ronaldinho gold with a 10 on with a little tongue.
I had
Old
those.
school
Did you have those?
Ronaldinho. Yep. I thought I was Ronaldinho in them.
Have you guys got a favourite boot? What?
This is very controversial.
Go on.
The Adidas Predators.
Yeah, Predators.
Like the
Oh,
OG.
iconic. No,
like
Predators
the
are iconic.
David Beckham
Yeah, fuck yeah.
range. Oh,
Champagne ones as well. They were class.
stunning. With the
Yeah.
red flap.
Yeah, red flap.
Yeah.
We do love good red flaps.
I think I've got to agree with Kat.
Yeah.
Good red flap.
Yeah. Oh,
What is
red-
going on this
Predator.
pod,
Yeah.
man?
Predator was really
It always
good, bro.
starts with Claudes, I swear to
What
you.
the fuck is...
It's always Claudes.
That was
Did you not have the Predator with the flaps?
Yes, the red flap. But Claude specifically likes red flaps.
Pink flaps on that.
Oh, this one was red.
Anyway.
I don't mind the colour of the flap as long as they hold the laces down. That's the point of the flap.
As long as they hold
That's the point of the flap. Anyway.
True.
All right,
If you
guys
yell
are
it a bit
children.
louder, we might believe you.
You guys are
Do
children.
we call it a flap or a tongue?
You guys are children.
Can we move on?
Tongue or flap?
Fucking hell.
Was it a tongue or
It was
flap?
called a tongue.
This soundbite is going to get
I think it's
cropped
a
It
tongue.
was
and
actually
taken
called.
way out of
It was
context.
actually a
It's a
tongue.
I think
You
it's
had
a
to untie the laces to make the tongue a bit longer, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. You could always cut the tongue.
you could.
You could cut the tongue. But you have to be a psycho. If you cut the tongue, you're weird.
Yeah, you're
bro.
weird.
You're
Weird as fuck.
Yeah, anyway. Great boot, though, the Predator. Fantastic.
Predator, right?
Ironic that name. Fucking ironic.
Speaking of Predators, Nick
Guys,
Stav
lost
wrote
it.
into the pod as well.
Oh, Nick Stav, what's he fucking talking?
not do that to Sam. I'm crying Not called
Cat's
Stabber.
done.
He didn't even write a question. He just wrote Saka's the best winger in the world. And I think he's just going to continue to write that into the pod every week.
days.
Stav, bro, just the more you say it, it doesn't make it true.
Yeah.
Especially with the form that Rashford's in wherever he's playing. He's been unbelievable. He's probably the
Yeah,
best
he's
forward
been
in the Prem.
amazing.
Did Rashford start off the celebration thing, or was everyone doing it before?
Well, Novak
'Cause remember
Djokovic did it when he
Did
won
he?
the AO. He did the Rashford. I don't know,
But I
it's
don't
just-
know if it was his thing though, because a lot of people are saying like Rashford thinking the world revolves around him, but it's like no, Rashford.
This existed
People were
before
doing
you,
this before you.
The
yeah.
mentality
It's
celebration.
not that like crazy of a celebration too.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that
Yeah.
unique.
Yeah, it's not like Sue. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like what?
No, anyway.
Last one for you, Lav. Ante Bros has asked, will United fumble the bag or are they the real deal? Are you buying into this hype with Man United? It's just a purple patch.
I think they'll fumble.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that because of lack of quality? Is that because Eric Ten Hag? Or you just think it's too much too soon, it's too good to be true?
I think it's just too good to be true. I
Right.
think they're getting ahead of themselves.
Right.
They're going to fumble it soon.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time.
Top four?
If they're lucky.
Ooh, if they're lucky, top four, Man United.
I think maybe fourth.
Fourth. Yeah, I mean, they'll probably take that. They probably
But I
would
think
take
they
it.
could go either way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see United top 4.
I
Yeah.
think so. I think they're going to
Top
hold on
four.
to it. They look too good. Rashford's in the form of his life. He could
Yeah.
be potentially PFA
Yeah, he could be.
worthy.
You
PFA
know what it
worthy.
Outside of United, it's also the state of the other clubs.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Yeah,
if
to be
United
fair.
want to make
But
top
I feel
4,
like-
they're in a
Yeah.
good
It feels
position
like
to do
United
so.
always have a good season when everyone else fucks
When everyone
up.
else is shit, like that
Yeah.
Jose second season.
Yeah.
So everyone else
I
is
feel like that's the
So-
reason if they make top 4, it'll be because everybody else is playing an awful
Exactly.
season. Like, what do you do when like Chelsea
If
and
Chelsea and
Liverpool
Liverpool
are
are
both
Come
both
back?
firing, do
No,
United.
neither of them are going to come back. That's the thing.
Not this season. Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
it's like they're sort of like they're Steven Bradburying into the finish here.
Right.
It's
right.
like they just have to continue going,
Yeah.
and everyone else is slowly falling down.
Well, there you
United fans do not appreciate that
Yeah.
comparison. by
Gorilla,
any means.
please, United fans. There's plenty of them that do listen to the pod. Guys, thanks so much for tuning into the pod each and every week. Make sure you're following us on all socials. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, and flick us a 5-star rating if you're feeling generous. Thanks for joining us, Lavender. It was great to have you on here. Kat, Olan, pleasure as always. We'll see you guys next time.
See
See
ya.
you guys.